a boatload of albums here that I'm going to start autographing right now. How is everyone? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? I can see everybody pouring in right now. How is everybody doing on this wonderful Sunday? How are you guys? I did a live like this the other day, and you know, it might be boring for you guys, but I'm sitting here, I'm autographing your new albums. This is the most mind-numbing, difficult part of the job. So, you know, I'm looking to you guys to keep me company, man. I'm autographing these albums. I got 1,100 albums sitting on the table right here that I got to autograph. What's up, guys? How is everybody? Happy Sunday, man. Hope everybody's doing well. I got 1,100 albums here that I'm going to autograph. So you guys are stuck with me. You're stuck with me for at least an hour and a half because it takes a long time to autograph these things. And I got 1,100 of them sitting in front of me. I got a brand new pack of silver Sharpie markers. And we're gonna get down to business, man. I'll chat with you guys. I'll do some Q&A. I'll talk. And you guys get to hang out with me while I'm autographing the albums, man. So I guess that's why we're here right there. I'm autographing these albums. If you don't know, my brand new album, Proud to Be a Problem, is out right now. 23 brand new songs. If you want, there we go. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Brand new album. It's out right now. The only place on earth you can get it is hangovergang.com. 23 brand new songs. I'm autographing every single copy for you guys. Is Kat here? Can somebody put the hangovergang.com link in the chat? I would really appreciate that. I'll pin it to the top. If anybody has the link, hopefully Kat's here. I'm not sure if she is, but if you are, Kat, put hangovergang.com in the chat, and I'll pin it to the top. So yeah, man, I'm just here autographing these albums. I think you guys probably saw we've already been to the post office. We're already mailing these things out to you guys. It's just me and my sister and my brother-in-law, and I'm autographing all the albums, and then my sister comes to the house and she picks up all the albums and she takes them to her house and puts them in envelopes with my brother-in-law, and then I go to the post office and help them drop them off and send them to your guys' houses. So maybe this is not going to be as an exciting of a stream as I usually do, but I'm using you guys right now to keep me company while I'm doing this, because I'm just signing my name over and over and over again. Tom MacDonald, Tom MacDonald, Tom MacDonald, Tom MacDonald. So there you go. There's 4 more. We got 1,100 to go. So I think I've probably got about 40 down. So we got over 1,000 albums to autograph. I'll probably be here for like an hour and a half. And yeah, and you guys are just here to hang out with me and hopefully say some funny shit. And hopefully we can have some interesting conversations and hang out. Because this is the most difficult part of the job, man. This is the independent grind. I've been autographing albums day and night for over a week. And it never gets any easier. Physically, maybe it's not that hard, but I have a really bad back from all my years of pro wrestling and doing stupid shit as a kid. So my back's been killing me, my neck's been killing me. But the hardest part about it is it's kind of mind numbing, you know? Just signing and signing and signing. And sometimes I put a show on TV, but I figured today, I've never really autographed albums on a YouTube Live. So I just figured we'd autograph albums together. You guys can see the process. You can see how it goes. And this is part of being an independent artist, man. So I said yesterday, it's kind of crazy, man. If you want an autographed copy, go to hangovergang.com, all right? It's kind of crazy. Like I said it yesterday. You guys may have saw the record label video that I posted today. I drove over. Oh, there we go. There's Kat. Let me pin that in the chat. Thank you, Kat. Pin message. Boom. So the website is now pinned in the chat. Can you guys see it? Is it pinned? Can you guys see it? Let me just make sure that it's pinned. Replace pinned message. Message pinned. There we go. So yeah, it's pinned in the chat. The only place on earth you can get this new album is hangovergang.com. Please go grab a copy. I've been autographing for like a week. So here, I'll show you guys. Look at this. This is the 1,100 albums that I'm signing right now. There's my dog sleeping over there. So I'm gonna sign all of these things with you guys literally right now. So if you want a copy of the new album, the link is pinned in the chat, hangovergang.com. And look, I know a lot of people have been upset that that the album's only available in physical form. But this is the way that it's always been for my entire career. I always put my collab projects up on digital platforms like The Brave and Wild Ones, and I put my collab projects up on the DSPs, up on iTunes and Spotify and stuff like that. But my solo albums, man, I just feel differently about them. Like, I wrote every single song on this album. I made every single beat on this album. Like, I chose the album cover. I chose the back cover. Like, there is no Hollywood producers involved in this album. There's no record label. There's no PR company that's helping me promote it. There's no music industry involvement at all. This entire album came straight from me. I wrote all the songs. I made all the beats. I promote it independently. So when you write an album that's as personal as this album is to me, and you spend months and months and months doing it all yourself, and it hasn't been touched by the music industry at all. When it comes time to put this album out into the world, after I've done all the work and spent all my time and all my energy and all the blood and sweat and tears that went into this thing and all of the sleepless nights and all of the 3 a.m. mornings when I'm sitting on the balcony writing songs and making beats and stuff, the last thing I want to do when it comes to releasing this album is all of a sudden just let the music industry in on it and let them get a piece of it and let them touch it and put it on their platforms. And that's a big part of it for me, man. Like, I did all of this. I feel like all year round, we release all the singles and the music videos for free, and they're on all the streaming platforms, and we get the Billboard plaques, and we go #1, and we do all that stuff, and that's great. But we do that all year long, and that's already more than I want to support Apple, and it's already more than I want to support Spotify, and it's more than I want to support Amazon and everything else. But I do it because I want you guys to be able to stream the music for free and watch the music videos. And also, I get a lot of personal joy when we go #1 on Billboard and we get a Billboard plaque for a song because you guys downloaded it. I get a lot of joy out of beating the music industry at their own game. I feel like we're like, every time we go #1 on Billboard, I feel like we've got into a room where we're not supposed to be. They don't want us there. And we're going in there and we're taking #1 and we're rubbing it in their face. And it's just it's an amazing troll of the music industry. And we do that all year long. But when it comes to my solo albums, it's like, I didn't make this album to go #1. I didn't make this album to get a Billboard plaque. I didn't make this album to top a chart or win an award or sell 1 million copies or anything. Like, I made this album because it was the album that I needed to make. And when I give it to the world, I want it to come from my hands. I don't want it to come from Apple. I don't want it to come from Spotify. I don't want it to come from any of those things. And I mean, it truly is coming from my hands. Like, I'm literally sitting here right now autographing all of these copies. I will pack them with my sister. I will put them in the mail myself. So when these albums arrive at your doorstep, they had to pass through my hands. They had to pass through my sister's hands. They didn't pass through some fucking stranger at a record label's warehouse. Like, they literally came from us to you guys. And that's important to me. It's really important to me. So, you know, I have a million reasons why I don't like my music being digital. There it is. You can grab an autographed copy at hangovergang.com. The link is pinned in the chat right now. And like, even beyond the whole like, fuck the music industry, like even beyond that, I've said it a million times, but it's true. It's my life. Like, I come from the era where if you wanted to hear a new album, you couldn't just put it on your phone. You had to go to the music store and you had to buy a CD. And I feel like I was that kid. Like, my whole childhood, I was that kid. I was the kid that was showing up at the music store at 8:30 a.m., waiting for them to open the doors at 9 o'clock a.m. And the second they opened the doors, I'd run in and I'd grab the new Slipknot, or I'd grab the new Eminem, or I'd grab the new whatever it was that I was listening to at the time. And it felt like a real event. Like, it felt like something special when you went to the CD store and got a new CD. And music was something special back in those days, in the 90s and the early 2000s. And when you went to a music store and you bought a CD, then you would take it home to your house. And this is where like the whole experience of everything comes in. When you used to get an album, you at the music store, you felt like you were the only person in the world that fucking had it. You'd take it home. I'd put a pillow on the floor. I'd sit cross-legged on the pillow. I'd put my headphones in and I'd listen to the album. And I could hold the album in my hands and I could read the lyrics and I could read the song titles. And it was like an actual experience to experience an album and see what your favorite artist did. And that's how I want my music to be experienced. I feel like these digital platforms that have relationships with these record labels, I feel like they've totally ruined the experience of music. You download it on your phone, and then you listen to it while you're running, or you listen to it while you're walking the dog, or you listen to it while you're driving, or you listen to it while you're exercising, or you listen to it while you're doing the dishes, or whatever. And sure, that's convenient and that's really nice, but that's not the way that the music was intended to be experienced. And I want this album to be experienced in the right way. Like, this is the most personal album that I have ever made in my entire life. I talked about things that I've never talked about before. I let you guys see a side of me that I've never shown the world. And I want it to be like absorbed and digested and experienced in a way where you get this album and then you go sit down and you put your headphones on, or you park the car and you sit in the car and you listen to it. Like, you actually listen to it. That's the way that I want it to be. And it just feels like having an album just download to your phone. These digital platforms, iTunes and Spotify and these record labels, they've just made music expendable. It's missable, it's forgettable. You consume it on your phone and then that's it. And that's not the way that I want this album to be consumed. This is my favorite album that I've ever made in my life. I feel like I really stepped up all aspects of my game, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I feel like I really stepped up my songwriting, and I stepped up my concepts, and I stepped up my instrumentation, and I stepped everything up. So I just want people to experience it in a real way. Like, listening to an album, you guys might not know this, depending on when you were born and how old you are, like, experiencing an album used to be like an event. It used to be like going to the movies. Like, and I don't even know if people go to the movies anymore, but it used to be like a thing that you could actually do. It's not just like on your phone and you listen to it passively throughout your day. It was like a real exciting like event, and it was fun, and it meant something to people. Music meant something to people. So putting these things on physical CDs is like a big attempt at bringing a little nostalgia back and allowing people to experience music as an event again. Because that was one of my favorite parts of my childhood, was when new albums came out and I could sit down and listen to a new album by my favorite artist. That was literally one of my favorite parts of my childhood. And if I could have people experience my album that same way, like, I think that is the greatest gift that I could possibly give the world. If you could have half as much enjoyment out of this album as I had when I was listening to albums when I was a kid, that's mission accomplished to me. That would be like a huge success. And like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't even realize, like, when you download an album on your phone, like, you don't own that music. You guys know that, right? Like, you don't own the music. It just exists in a cloud on your phone, and they can take it back from you whenever you want, whenever they want. It could disappear off your phone 5 minutes from now, or 5 days from now, or tomorrow, or next week. It could just disappear. You don't actually own it. You're just like leasing it. And the same thing goes for like the digital movies these days. Like, if you buy a movie on your Apple TV, you don't own that movie. It just exists in a cloud in your Apple TV, and they can take it from you whenever they want. It could just disappear off your account and it's over because you don't own it. You're just leasing it. And like, fuck, man, it's sad to see what's happened to music and happened to artists. Like, the music industry has convinced artists that they're only worth a fraction of a penny per song, which has devalued music, which makes people not really give a shit about it the same way anymore. And it's sad, man. Like, you pay $15 for a digital album that you don't own, that could disappear off your phone at any point in time. You give them $15 for 10 digital songs, and you don't even own it. So, like, man, this album is $15. There's 23 brand new songs on it. You get to hold it in your hands. You get to actually own it, and I'll fucking sign the thing for you. To me, that seems like a fucking great deal. If my favorite artist was dropping an album and they said you can either get 10 songs for $15 digitally, or you can get 23 songs for $15 and we'll autograph it, I would take the physical copy every single fucking time. So if you want a copy of my new album, I'm autographing them for you. I'm putting them in the mail myself. I'm sending them to your houses. Go to hangovergang.com, grab the album. The link is pinned in the chat right now. Boom. The only place on earth you can get it is hangovergang.com. You're not gonna find it on Apple or Spotify or streaming. It's not gonna happen. It's never gonna be there. And when these albums sell out, then these albums are done. So, and I like that aspect of it too. I like it being exclusive like that. I don't necessarily want my music to be consumed by any person on earth who has a phone. Like, if you really want to hear the music, if you really support independent, if you really love me, if you love my messages, if you enjoy my music, if you're a part of Hangover Gang and you're in the movement with us, those are the people that I want to hear my music. And I want people who really enjoy albums, who really enjoy art, who really appreciate the time and energy that's been put into these things. That's who I want to hear my music. And I want them to experience it the way that I intended it to be experienced and the way that I experienced music when I was a kid. So for the people who go the extra mile and they get a physical copy from hangovergang.com, like, I don't care if that means 20,000 people are going to hear the album instead of 100,000 people. Because the 20,000 people who hear the album because they went the extra mile and they got the physical copy, it'll mean something to them. And that's really the bottom line, is like, I want this album to mean something to people, because this album means a lot to me. And I put in a lot of energy to make this thing happen. And I put in a lot of man hours and a lot of time, and I worked my butt off, man. And it doesn't feel right to just then turn around and just like put it on a digital platform that anybody can fucking listen to and listen to it while they're feeding the dogs or taking a dump or going for a walk or like whatever. Like I want people to sit down and actually listen to this thing, because I've said it like 1,000 times, man. Like this is the most personal album that I've ever wrote in my life. It's my favorite project that I've ever made in my life. And I would regret it for the rest of my days if people just got it on iTunes and just listened to it while they were twiddling their thumbs and riding their bike and whatever. And fuck, man, like if you get the physical copy, you can rip it onto your computer and you can put it on your phone and you can do all that stuff. Just you have to go the extra mile to do it. People do that all the time. People take my albums all the time and put them on their phones and put them on their computers and stuff. And that's your prerogative. You're allowed to do that because you actually own the music. It's not like some bullshit from iTunes that you don't actually own. After you own the music, you can do whatever you want with it. You can put it on your fucking phone, you can put it on your computer, you can put it on your PlayStation, your Xbox, you do whatever you want with it because it's yours, because you actually own it. But yeah, man, like, I don't know. I feel like I always have to defend that because I'm always under attack from people like, dude, what the fuck? Like, your music's not on streaming. Like, I just want to listen to it on Spotify. Like, bro, I get it. Like, this is like the fucking microwave generation. Like, if it's not convenient, people don't want to do it. There you go. Autograph copies, hangovergang.com. The link is pinned in the chat. And that's like the fucking honest truth of it, is like people just like, if it's not convenient, this is the microwave generation, man. We got fucking robot vacuums and fucking dishwashers and microwaves and smart TVs and smart fridges, and people don't want to do anything that requires a little effort. And I just put in so much fucking effort into this album that I would really appreciate some effort back. If you want to listen to it, go to hangovergang.com, get an autographed copy. And yeah, man, I don't know. I come, if there's one thing that I'm not afraid of, and I'm scared of a lot of shit, just like everybody is, but if there's one thing I'm not afraid of, it's putting in the work. It's hard work. I've never been afraid of hard work. I've been a carpenter for a long time. I was a concrete guy for a long time. I was a scaffolder for a long time. I worked on the oil rigs. I did a lot of hard work in my life. And now that I'm a musician, I'm just taking that exact same work ethic and I'm applying it to my music. Gotta grab another stack. So yeah, man, if you support independent and you're willing to put in take 20 seconds of your day to go over to hangovergang.com and order an album, dude, you're part of a rare breed. That's rarefied air. Most people, it's not even, that's like the fucking scary thing, is like, it's not even about the $15, because people will spend $15 to get a digital album. It's literally about the extra steps, like not wanting to listen to music if it's not on their phone. That's because it's not easy, it's not convenient. And man, these phones and these robots and these smart devices and shit have just ruined people's motivation to do anything for themselves. It's scary. But yeah, man, so I just hope you guys know that, like, if you get a copy of this new album, not only is it untouched by Hollywood, no music industry involvement whatsoever. I made every song, I made every beat. I'm autographing every single copy. Myself and my sister and my brother-in-law are putting them in the mail ourselves and sending them to your guys' houses. We're putting in the hard work to try and create something special, to try and capture a little nostalgia. And I really hope you guys enjoy it, man. www.hangovergang.com. The link is pinned in the chat. And I just gotta, I gotta slide down here. I'll turn the camera. I gotta slide down because I got this giant pile of albums here. What the fuck was I gonna say? Yeah, I've been autographing these things for weeks. I'm still autographing right now. my back's killing me, my neck's killing me, my wrist is killing me, my hand's about to fall off. So just know that I'm only gonna be autographing these things for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 more days, 4 days maybe. I can't autograph them forever. I'm getting tired. So if you want an autographed copy, I'm gonna stop autographing them in the next couple days, and then they will all be unsigned. So if you want an autographed copy, go to hangovergang.com and grab them now. If you get an album today, like we've already been to the post office dozens of times. So if you order an autographed album today, just know that my sister and I will be at the post office this evening, and we will get it on its way to your house. It's literally from our hands to yours, okay? Like there is no middleman. There's no fucking company that's helping fulfill this stuff. This is as grassroots, as independent, as homegrown as it gets. So that's always just like, I think that's really fucking cool. Like, I don't know. I always just try to put myself in your guys' shoes, or if I was in the shoes of somebody who was getting an album from their favorite musician, I'm like, damn, like that would be fucking crazy. You know, if you got an album from Eminem, or you got an album from Slipknot, or you got an album from fucking Britney Spears or Weezer, or whoever it is that you listen to. I always just thought it'd be really fucking cool if those guys signed the albums themselves and packed the albums themselves and sent the albums to my house themselves. Unfortunately, that's not reality, but it is reality here. If you order one of these, just know it came from my house to your house. It passed through my hands. I physically put it in the envelope. I physically signed it. I physically put that envelope in the mail. I printed the sticker that has your address on it. It seriously is just, it's us. It's just me and my sister and my brother-in-law. So that is Hangover Gang. And my mom and my dad help out a lot too. Can you even get more independent than working with your mom? Like shit, man. It's actually kind of crazy. I guess it's a little embarrassing too. But, and fuck, I didn't even mention it, and it's important to mention it. When these albums sell out, I'm not making any more. I'm not signing any more albums. And when they sell out, they end up on eBay. Look, I've talked about it before, but it's a real thing. Like, I feel like people don't believe me. Like, go to eBay and search Tom MacDonald album, or go to eBay and search Tom MacDonald merch pack. My albums are selling for $250, $350, $450. They mark them up like 100%, more than that, like 1,000%. Because the people on eBay, they know, like when these albums sell out, I'm not making anymore. So they go onto my website and they'll buy like 50 albums or 100 albums and try and sell it out. And then they go to eBay and they sell autographed albums of mine for $250 and $350 and $450. And they sell my merch packs for thousands and thousands of dollars. So dude, like, do not get caught buying this album on eBay for $250. You can get it right now for 15 bucks with an autograph at hangovergang.com, all right? Don't be one of the people that gets hustled on eBay. And like, dude, I get it. Times are tough, especially after the last 4 years. You know, the last administration left the fucking economy in shambles, and now we're trying to build it back with tariffs and all this other stuff, and that makes things expensive for people. So I understand why people are selling my albums on eBay for 10 times the price. Like, I trust me, I get it. It's a hustle, I understand. But also, like, at the same time, it's like, I've been speaking for people that are struggling, and I've been speaking for people that have addiction problems, and I've been speaking for people that have mental health problems, and I've been speaking for people who have been beat up by the system and forgot about by society and outcasted, and that's who I make music for. Those are the people that want to hear my music. And those are the people that are going to eBay because they desperately want the album. And then they're being charged $250 or $350 or $450. And that's just fucking not right. There's been numerous times where I've found people on eBay and then searched them out on Facebook and found that they were part of the Hangover Gang fan pages and stuff. And they were trying to sell autographed copies for $500 or $1,000 framed in the Hangover Gang groups. And I've kicked them out of the groups and fucking freaked out and had some very less than polite words with them, because I understand the hustle and I understand why they're doing it, but I also feel like they're taking advantage of people who already don't have much. They just want to hear the fucking music, and you're gonna force them to pay $500 for the music, and that's fucking bullshit. They're $15 for a fucking reason. All the inflation from COVID and all the price of materials has gone up, and tariffs are super expensive, and it costs me more money to make CDs this year than it has ever cost me ever in my entire life by far. With the price of materials and tariffs and everything else, it is very, very expensive. And still, I have never raised the price on these things because I want them to be accessible to people, because I want these albums to be able to be purchased by anyone. So hangovergang.com, the link is pinned in the chat. Autographed copies, 23 brand new songs, $15. So there you go. Yeah, fuck record labels, fuck streaming services, fuck eBay. And like, I don't know, man, so I guess that's all the sort of nitty gritty business shit we've been talking about. Like, but how about we talk about the album? Because we just did like a listening party the other day in my Discord. I don't know if you guys are part of my Discord, but I have a Discord. And inside the Discord, we did a listening party the day before the album dropped, where we did a poll and everybody voted on the songs they wanted to hear. And I played like 3 songs in there. And I think anybody who heard those 3 songs can probably co-sign the fact that this is the best music I've ever created in my life. It is more personal, more honest, and more authentic than anything that I've ever done. And man, like, I think you guys know this. Every time I drop an album, I try and make some aspect of it better than the last time I dropped an album. I try and make the beats better, or I try to make the writing better, or I try to make the song concepts better, or I try to make the production better, or the mixing and mastering better. Every album, I try to do at least one thing that sets it apart from the last album, that shows growth, that shows evolution, and that next levels the album and the music for you guys. I gotta be honest, man. I struggled for months and months and months with this album. I didn't know. I was trying to make writing better. I was trying to make the beats better. I was trying to make the song concepts better. I was trying to make my production better. I was trying to be more creative. I was trying to be more vulnerable. I was trying to do all of these things. And I just could not fucking do it. I'd never had such a difficult time evolving and growing and taking shit to the next level. I just could not figure out how to do it. But I was going about it in the wrong way. I was trying to improve the technical aspects of the album, the technical aspects of the writing, the technical aspects of the production, the technical aspects of the beats. I was trying to improve technicalities. And when it comes to technicalities, there's always going to be a better rapper than you out there. There's always going to be a better singer than you out there. There's always going to be a better producer than you out there. There's always going to be somebody that's better at what you're doing than you are. And the only way that you can compete on a world stage with a bunch of other people that are better than you is to just be yourself, because nobody on earth can be you as good as you can be you. period. When I started realizing that and having these epiphanies, I was like, I started growing as a human being. I started growing as a father to my dogs. I started growing as a partner to my girlfriend. I started growing as a brother to my sister. I started growing as a son to my parents. I started growing as a human being. And after I grew as a human being, all of a sudden this album was possible. I realized that the only way to do what I needed to do was to grow into the man who was capable of doing it. I didn't need to figure out how to write a better song or make a better beat or have more sonically impressive production. I didn't need to improve the technical aspects of things. I needed to improve the human being. I needed to improve the person. I needed to improve the man that I was. And after I grew as a person, after I grew as a man, all of a sudden this album was possible. And the writing is better, and they're the best songs I've ever written in my life, and they're the greatest concepts I've ever had, and the production is far beyond anything that I ever thought I was even capable of doing. And the technical aspects of this album improved because I grew as a human being. And that's never been the case with any of my albums before. I've always just been like, you know what? I'll spend more time on the beats. I'll spend more time writing the songs. I'll spend more time producing. I'll spend more time on this. I'll spend more. All I needed to do to make this album was to spend more time on myself and understand myself and grow as a human being. And then naturally, after I grew as a human being, all of a sudden this album became possible. Like, it's mind-blowing to me, and that's why I've said it so many times, because it's never happened like that ever in my entire life. Like, I've wanted to make this album for 36 years. For 36 years, I've wanted to make this album. And I was never capable of making this album because I hadn't grown into the person I had grown into. Sometimes you have to grow into the man that you're supposed to do. And this album is, and man, it's crazy. Like, I wish I could have made this album 10 years ago. I really do. But the unfortunate truth of it is I couldn't have made this album 10 years ago. I was not ready to. I wasn't ready to grow. I wasn't grown enough. I had to take the long road, man. I had to go through the hell. I had to get addicted and fucking get sober. And I had to be homeless and figure my shit out and get a job and get a house. And I had to be anxious and be depressed and go to therapy and do the reading and do the work and recover from mental illness. Like, I had to go through the dark to get to the light. I had to go through the hell to arrive at this sort of place that I am in my life now. And it sucks because I really wish I could have made this album a long time ago for you guys. And I wish I could have made this album a long time ago for myself. The most therapeutic album that I've ever made in my career. It saved me from retiring, and it saved me from a lot. So I had to grow into the person that was capable of making this music. And unfortunately, I had to go through some pretty gnarly things and travel some rough roads and go through some tough times to get here. But I say it all the time, and I mean it, man. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And that's really like what this album is, man. It's the story of a guy that's been through it all. This album. And I'm really alarms going off. I'm really proud of it. And you can get an autographed copy right now at hangovergang.com. The link is pinned in the chat, hangovergang.com. And yeah, man, like, I don't know, this is oh, my pen just shit on me. This is you know, I feel like I've made a lot of albums for a lot of reasons over the years. I've made albums to wake up the world and be informational. And I've made albums to speak for other people. And I've made albums to cause shit and fucking fight against the music industry and bring awareness and trying to get rid of the woke shit. I've made albums for a lot of different reasons. And this album, my only mission objective with this album was that I wanted it to be the most genuine, authentic, real, honest look at myself that I could possibly give you guys. That was my mission objective, and I think I accomplished that. This is the most real, honest, authentic, genuine look at me that I've ever given anybody ever, and I'm really proud of that, because I didn't think I was going to be capable of being as vulnerable as I was on this album. So yeah, it's kind of fucking crazy. Like, I tried to break it down for people the other night. Like, I feel like a lot of my songs in the past have like come from my head. They've like come from my mind. They've come from my thoughts. Like the fake wokes and the snowflakes and brainwashed and New World Order and all of these big, crazy, like political songs. Like, I feel like those songs came from my head, and they came from my thoughts, and they came from watching the world around me and paying attention to the news and analyzing and overthinking and, you know, just trying to tell the world my thoughts about society and my thoughts about what was going on in the world and my thoughts about the system and my thoughts about the woke stuff and my thoughts about society and my thoughts. Like, I feel like a lot of my albums, a lot of my music have come from what I think. They've come from my head. They've come from my thoughts. And that's great. And I love making those songs that are informational, that provide people perspective on the world that they might not have thought of, or a point of view that they might have not seen. And I love trying to wake people up, and I love those things. And it's a huge part of who I am. It's a huge part of who I am. And I love those songs, and I'm always gonna love those songs, and I'm always gonna make songs like that forever and ever and ever. It's a big part of who I am. But there's more to who I am. And I feel like people have seen the controversy and the viral songs and the breaking the internet and da-da-da-da-da. They've seen all that shit. But they've never seen like the man behind the music. And that was my mission objective here, was to give people that look at the actual human being, not just at his thoughts about politics and his thoughts about social issues and his thoughts about current events. I wanted people to see who I am. And this album is more me than anything that I've ever made in my life. And that was a big part of it for me, was that like, I wanted it to be different. You don't have to be better than, you don't have to be bigger than, you don't have to be more famous than, you have to be different than. You have to be different than. And I wanted this album to be different than. So one of the big changes I made with this album was, instead of writing all of these songs from my head, instead of writing all of these songs from my thoughts, and taking in all this information from the world and overanalyzing and overthinking and writing my thoughts down on paper, instead of this album being from the head, this album is from the heart. Instead of talking about my thoughts, I talked about what I feel. Instead of talking about what I'm thinking about the world, I talked about what I'm feeling about the world and how I felt about my life and how I feel about my position in the world and how I feel about shit. Like, the whole point of this album was to not come from the head. It was to come from the heart. And I'll tell you what, man, when you write an album from the fucking heart, when you write songs from the heart, the shit just pours out of you. I didn't sit down with a whole big idea about the world and the system and the politics and the shadow government and the deep state and all of these ideas and boil it down into a song. I didn't do that. I didn't do a lot of thinking. I didn't take this massive idea and boil it down and simplify it and boil it down and boil it down and boil it down, and now you have a song. Instead of thinking, instead of using my head, instead of overanalyzing and overthinking and all this bullshit, I just spoke from my heart. I didn't sit down with a plan and be like, this is what I'm writing this song about because this is what I want to say. I sat down and I was like, whatever comes out of me right now, that's what the song is. That's what it is. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not overanalyzing it. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm just letting my heart and my soul speak. And I did it 23 fucking times, 23 songs, man. And it's just incredible. I'm just really proud of it. It feels crazy to sit here and hold this album in my hands. The journey that it took to get to this point, dude, was just a lot. I went through a lot of like inner turmoil trying to figure out how to make this possible. And then ultimately just grew as a human being. And then after my growth had caught up to my creativity, then I was yet able to make this thing. So brand new album. Every copy is autographed, hangovergang.com, 23 brand new songs. I hope you guys enjoy it, man. It's really special to me. I'm not going anywhere. I got still like 700 albums to sign here. Here, let me spin this a little bit. You see my dog back here sleeping. There's Naz. Monkey man, how you doing? He sits with me all day and all night while I'm autographing these things. It's fucking wild. Oh, his favorite thing in the world is just chilling. It's just relaxing. So he's been here chilling and he's been here relaxing. Let me just get this pen fired up. There we go. So yeah, man, it's just been it's been a hell of a journey. And like, man, I'm telling you guys, like, this album was the most therapeutic album I've ever made in my life. I got to say so many things that I've never said, that I've always wanted to say. And I was sort of like afraid to let those things out. And I wasn't sure how to let those things out. But yeah, it's the most therapeutic album I've ever made. Literally, like, I've contemplated retiring thousands of times over the past 8 years, especially in the last 2 years, because I'm like I get laser focused. Like, if I decide to do something, I will pour everything that I have into it. And the music thing has become this like super obsessive, sometimes destructive like obsession in my life. And I've taken it very seriously, and I've worked very hard, and I've done my best to make you guys proud and speak for you in a way that you appreciate, and that does you guys justice. And all of that stress and all of that thinking, because I'm a big overthinker and I'm a big perfectionist, that's just like super burnt me out over the years. And it's made me just consider just calling it a day and wrapping it up and packing it in and retiring like so many times. And if it wasn't for this album, there's a good chance I would have did that. There's a good chance that I would have retired if it wasn't for this album that I'm sitting here autographing right now. So I am like very grateful for this, because it relit a fire in me that I was afraid may have gone out, because I didn't want to keep doing the same thing. I wanted to do something different, at least for a second, at least for a I needed this to feel exciting, and I needed it to feel fresh, and I needed it to feel new. I needed it to feel like it came from a deeper place, and I needed it to feel like it meant more. And I needed it to be so much more than the albums that I'd released in the past. And it does feel like so much more. It feels way heavier. It feels way deeper. It feels way more meaningful, and it feels way more me. I'm really proud that I was able to do that, because I don't know what I would have did otherwise. If I couldn't have accomplished that, if I couldn't have grown as the person that I needed to be to make this album, I mean, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. Probably be walking my dogs, twiddling my thumbs. So, I don't know, man. I feel like this album in a big way like saved me from myself. And sometimes that you're your own worst enemy and you're your own biggest critic, and sometimes you need to be saved from yourself. And sometimes the only person that can save you from yourself is you, which is a really daunting task. But I did it, and like, I don't know, man, maybe it'll save some of you guys from yourselves. Hangovergang.com, grab an autographed copy. The link is pinned in the chat. So yeah, like, it's just fucking wild, man. Like, it really did like save me from myself. It's my favorite project that I've ever made in my entire life, and I just can't wait to share it with you guys. I can't wait till it arrives at your houses. And dude, when this album gets to your house, like, there's gonna be a small community of us that own this album, and the rest of the world is not gonna have heard it because it's not on streaming services and it's not available digitally. So if you get this album, when it gets to your house and you listen to it, I need to know what you guys think. I need to know what you guys think. You have to tell me. You have to send me a message on Instagram or send me a message on Facebook or post a photo of you with the album and write a review for me, like, because the whole world is not going to be able to hear this. There's not going to be any album reviews online. So I'm going to need to hear from you guys what you think of the project. And I would really appreciate that. That would be fucking awesome. And speaking of being our own worst critics, and in many situations our own worst enemies, this is kind of crazy, but I've always hated my music. I've always hated it. Not because I thought it was bad. I think a lot of it's really fucking good. But I'm a perfectionist, and when you're making music or you're making films or you're making art, nothing ever turns out the way that you wanted it to. It never turns out exactly how you wanted it to turn out. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've had a vision for a song or a vision for a music video or a vision for anything, and then went to execute it and it didn't turn out exactly like my vision was. It's happened every time. Every song, every music video, every album, I envision it a certain way, and then I execute it, and it's not exactly the way I wanted it to be. And then you start questioning yourself. You're like, am I fucking trash? Am I terrible? Am I not good at this? Like, why can't, when I have a vision in my head for this song, or I have a vision in my head for this album or this music video, why can't I execute it? Why can't I make it exactly what the vision was? And maybe that's just part of being a human being. Maybe you just, you have a vision for something and it's obviously in your head. That's not reality. It's just a vision. That's it. And then when it comes time to actualizing that vision and making it a physical thing, this album, I started out with nothing. There was nothing there. It was just an idea. There's no writers, there's no record label, there's no managers, there's no PR, there's no marketing, there's nobody to help me with this, there's no producers, there's nothing. I had nothing when this album started. So then I sit down with nothing and I try to create something from nothing. So how could it turn out exactly as you envisioned it? That's like almost an impossibility. And that's been the case with every song and every album that I've ever made in my life. I had this vision that was never fully realized. Nothing ever turned out exactly the way that I envisioned it. This is where the story turns. Nothing ever turned out the way that I envisioned it, literally until now. 15 or 10 years, 11 years deep in this music shit, making thousands of songs, writing thousands of songs, shooting hundreds of music videos, having a million different visions in my head that I'm trying to execute. Nothing ever turned out the way that I wanted it to, literally until now. This album is the first actualized vision that I have ever had in my entire life. That's why this thing is so fucking special to me. This is exactly what I wanted this album to be. 23 songs, exactly how I wanted them to turn out. The back cover and the front cover, exactly what I wanted them to be. And that's fucking crazy because I never thought that that was gonna be possible, and I just proved myself wrong. This is like one of those albums where I like sit down and look at it and I'm like, holy shit, did you actually make that? Like, how the fuck did you make that happen? And I told you guys the answer to that was I had to grow as a human being and become the person I needed to be so I could do the things I needed to do. So I'm just so damn excited about it. I'm so damn proud of it. And I'm I'm rarely pleased with myself. And this is like a rare time in my life where I'm pleased with myself. And I don't know, maybe it seems like I'm pumping my own tires or I'm blowing smoke right now. I don't mean to be giving myself too big of a pat on the back, but I'm just really excited and really proud of it. And I'm just really excited for you guys to hear it, man. I need a new pen. I got pens. Hold on. Where are they? There they are. Oh, here. I'll show you guys what this looks like. Just like the album is trying to let you guys into a bunch of aspects of my life and a bunch of aspects of my personality that you may have never seen before, I'm gonna let you in. You've probably never seen this before. Check this out. So these are the albums I've autographed. You can see. And these are the albums that I still have to autograph. And there's about like, I don't know, there's about like 50, I don't know, 50 or 70 in a stack. So we got a long way to go right now. And then as soon as these albums are autographed, I'm gonna meet up with my sister, and my sister is going to put them in envelopes and then take them to the post office so they can get to your guys' houses. So I don't know if you're, that's important to know. We've been talking about a lot of just what the album means to me, and we've been talking about a lot. I don't know how long we've been live, probably a while. Yeah, we've been here for an hour, and we got a while to go here. But if you've just joined the chat, I'm sitting here, I'm autographing my new album that just dropped a day and a half ago, and I'm just explaining to everyone what the project means to me. And earlier in this live stream, I told people there is no music industry involvement of any kind. There's no producers, there's no record label, there's nothing. I'm autographing these albums. I'm literally putting them in the mail today to send them to your guys' houses. Welcome to a day in the life of an independent artist, man. You guys probably don't realize because you see what I'm posting online and stuff. And I mean, those are, yeah, I think I've posted some pretty funny stuff in the last few days. Like I drove out to Universal Music yesterday. I will get into that in a minute. But this is what I'm doing all day, every day. When I'm not driving out to Universal Music to talk shit about them, I'm sitting here autographing albums for you guys. So, did you guys see that video I posted? Here, I'm gonna move this over. Oh man. There we go. Did you guys see that? Oh shit. Oh man. I sat on some journals and I thought I was sitting on my dog. I almost had a fucking jammer. Almost had a heart attack there. Did you guys see that video of me driving out to Universal Music yesterday? Like as an independent artist, I fucking hate the music industry. I hate it so much, which is why I'm literally doing this right now. This is why I'm autographing albums. This is why I send the albums personally to you guys myself, because I hate the fucking music industry so much. I just don't want any part of it. And we've created our own little ecosystem outside the music industry where we don't have to talk to those people. We don't have to clear anything with executives. We don't have to sign contracts. We don't have to do fuck all. We just do it ourselves. And it's a lot more work. trust me, it's a lot more work. I'm working 20 hours a day at least to be an independent musician and to do it at what I think is a pretty high level. And it's a lot more work. If I was signed to a record label, I probably wouldn't have to do this. But I also, if I was signed to a record label, I wouldn't be able to make the type of music that I make. And I think the music that I make, whether you like it or not, I think it's important. And I think it's important to a lot of people. And hopefully it causes, it has an impact on people that like lasts forever and causes some real change in people's life. And who knows, maybe it'll even eventually cause some change in the world. Who fucking knows? But it's a lot more work because I'm independent, but I get to do whatever the fuck I want to do this way. I can make the songs that I want to make. I can say the things that I want to say. I can represent the people who I want to represent, and that's you guys. And I can stand up for the people that have been bullied, and I can talk about politics, and I can talk about addiction and mental health and my journey and your journey and social issues, and I can talk about whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to clear it with a record label. Nobody has any control or any power. It's literally just me. And that's the way that I want it. I guess I'm a little bit of a control freak. But I think like what we're doing as Hangover Gang and what we're doing as a movement is fucking important. And I feel like record labels are like on some weird like satanic fucking woke shit. And I'm just not into it. I'd rather do things this way. I don't need their help. I don't need their money. I don't need their team. I don't need anything. I'll sign I'll sign every fucking album that I ever make for the rest of my life. I'll put them in the fucking mail myself with my sister. And I'd rather do that and work 20 hours a day than be beholden to some record label or taking orders from some fucking asshole in a suit or making music about shit that I don't fucking believe in. I'd rather do it this way. I get pissed off just talking about it because I fucking hate them. So I drove out to Universal Music yesterday and I stood in front of their fucking front doors and I held up my album and I took some photos and I shot a video there because fuck those people. And they tried to kick us out. Security came out and said, okay, out front of the Universal Music record label, there's like a giant fucking globe. Have you guys seen it? There's like this giant fucking globe out front of Universal Music. And it's like a cage. It's made of like, and there's a fucking metaphor in that too. I'm big into symbolism. I'm big into logos and shit. Universal Music across a giant fucking globe that's like made out of metal bars. That's like a cage. Like there's fucking some weird, that's some imagery. That's symbolism. Anyways, this giant fucking cage globe is out front of Universal Music. So I'm standing there holding my brand new album. Boom. That you can get right now at hangovergang.com. The link's pinned in the chat. I'm standing out front of Universal Music in front of this giant cage globe holding my album and I'm fucking talking shit. And I'm saying like, I'm here at Universal Music. Fuck Universal Music. I can't get inside because I don't have a meeting. And I don't have a meeting because I didn't get fucked by Diddy. And I said all of this crazy shit. Standing out front of their front doors in front of their big cage globe. And while I'm standing there shooting this fucking video, Universal Music has fucking the most airtight security team ever. Every time I've ever been around that building, literally every single time. I was there with Adam, I've been there with Nova. Every single time I'm at Universal Music, the fucking security fucking force from hell comes out and tries to fucking kick us out and tells us we can't be there. And I'm like, fuck you, this is private property. Kiss my fucking ass, get the fuck out of here. So yesterday, I'm there with my sister. I'm standing out front of their fucking globe. I'm shooting my video and taking my photos and shit. And this security guard comes out and tries to accuse me of climbing around inside the fucking globe out front of Universal Music. He's like, oh, we were watching you on the cameras and we saw that you were climbing around in the globe. And my sister's standing there laughing at them like, no, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, we weren't climbing around in the fucking globe. He's like, well, it looks like on the cameras, it looks like you're climbing around in the globe. Yeah, bullshit, dude. On the camera, it looks like we're climbing around in the fucking Universal Music globe. Give me a fucking break, you fucking moron. Get the fuck out of my fucking face. Fuck you. I was so pissed off. Anyways, they try to kick us out. We tell them to go fuck themselves. We're not going anywhere. They're like, oh, you're just taking photos, right? And I'm like, yeah, we're just taking photos. Even though we were shooting a fucking video. They were trying everything that they could try. And they eventually just fucked off and left us alone because they knew that there was nothing they could do. And to quote Jordan Belfort, we ain't fucking leaving. So they just fucked off and left us alone, and we shot our video and all that shit. And that's the music industry culture fucking right there, man. Like, we didn't invite you here. Why are you here? You're not good enough to be here. Like, it's just like, man, fuck you. That's where like a lot of my disdain for the music industry comes from. Like, before, like when I was a young artist, artists have been fucking brainwashed our entire lives to think that we need a record deal. Like that's the fucking promised land. That's the end game. If you're a fucking artist, get a record deal. That's the only way you're ever gonna make it. And that's what's preached to us, like, since we are young artists. Like, you have to get a record deal, you have to get a record deal, you have to get a record deal. Yeah, guess who's fucking promoting that ideology? Fucking record labels. And it's fucking bullshit. It is bullshit. So when I was like a young artist, and I didn't realize, I'd never seen a fucking independent artist before. That's why this shit is so important to me, to always be screaming, hey, fucking independent, independent, independent. Because even if you don't fucking like me, even if you're an independent artist who doesn't fucking like me, I'm still pulling for you. I still want you to fucking win because you're independent, and being independent automatically puts you on my fucking team. And that's fuck the music industry and fuck record labels. So before I realized that you could do this shit independently, and you could amass a big audience of people who believe in you and believe in the music and believe in the message and all that shit. Before all of this, when I was a young fucking artist, I was one of those people who thought, oh man, I gotta get a fucking record deal. If I ever want to be a professional musician, I gotta get a record deal, blah, 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 blah. And for the early years of my career, I wanted to get a record deal. And my girlfriend, Nova, was signed to a record label like, 10 years ago. And she used to go to all these studio sessions with the fucking who's who of the music industry and the biggest producers in the world and all of these amazing writers and fucking all these famous people that have worked with fucking Britney Spears and Eminem and Justin Timberlake and fucking, they've worked with everyone, Beyonce, blah, 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 blah. So my girlfriend used to have to go to the studio session with these people and create music, and she fucking hated it. Hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it. Had no idea what she was getting into, and she was stuck. And she used to bring my music to the sessions and be like, hey, this is my boyfriend, Tom. Like, he's really incredible. Like, you guys should listen to his music. You guys should talk to him. You guys should have a conversation. Maybe you guys want to sign him. Like, he's really incredible. He's really talented. Like, you know, and try and introduce me and my music to this major label system, to the music industry. And every single fucking one of those music industry executives and music industry producers and music industry A&Rs and music industry fucking morons, every single one of them said like, oh, you know what? I don't see it. He's not good. I don't like him. His music's not good. I don't like what he's talking about. I don't like the sound of his voice. His beats aren't good. There's nothing there. We're never gonna be able to make any money off this guy. Like, just don't like him. Stop showing us his shit. And that was like 10 years ago. I have been told no. When I was nobody, when I was a fucking young artist, I have been shit on by the music industry. My girlfriend has been shit on by the music industry. I've been told more times than I can even fucking remember that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't marketable, that I wasn't this, that I wasn't that I wasn't cut out for it. Fuck you. That's why I went and stood in front of fucking Universal Music yesterday. Got fucking alarms going off. You don't need these fucking people. They just want to convince you that you need them. And you fucking don't. And guess what? I wasn't fucking good enough when I was a fucking nobody, but apparently I'm fucking good enough now, because they're all fucking hitting me up all the fucking time to take meetings and fucking go to these record labels. And I think you guys probably saw, like a couple years ago, we went to Sony. I think it was Republic or Columbia. We went to the record label because they asked to have a meeting, and I went there literally just to stand in the office and take a picture in front of the Columbia sign with the middle finger up and just say, fuck you. I just went there to waste their time, and I went there to be a dick because I have a huge fucking chip on my shoulder. Maybe I'm fucking bitter at the music industry. But all of a sudden, when I was a nobody, when I didn't have any fans, when nobody gave a shit, when I didn't have any views, when I didn't have any views, when I didn't have any of that shit, I wasn't good enough and I wasn't cut out for it and blah, 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 blah. And now that I'm fucking getting views and selling albums and doing my thing, all of a sudden now they want to talk, and now they want to have these conversations, and now they want to have meetings, and now they want to talk about record labels or record deals. And all of a sudden now I'm good enough. It's just like, fuck you guys. I'm doing this all by my fucking self, completely independent. I'm autographing every single fucking copy. If you want a copy of my new album, 23 brand new songs, I'll autograph it myself. I'll put it in an envelope myself. I will send it to your houses myself. No music industry involvement, no record labels, no bullshit, no fucking Hollywood weirdness. It's just me. 23 songs about my life and how I see the world. The link is pinned in the chat right now, hangovergang.com. I'm only going to be autographing these things for like 3 or 4 more days, and then I'm done. So if you want an autographed copy, go to hangovergang.com and grab your copy while you can. The link is pinned in the chat. And I'm only selling these albums until they're sold out. I'm not printing anymore. This is like a special project. It's different than anything that I've ever done before. I'm showing you pieces of me that I never thought that I'd feel comfortable showing people. And when they sell out, it's gone. We started out with 40,000 copies. We are way over half gone right now. So if you want an autographed copy, grab it while you still can. Man, this started out as like a really happy autographing albums stream. And I just got caught up thinking about the music industry and the shitty way that they've treated me, and the shitty way that they've treated my girlfriend, and the shitty fucking way that they've treated millions of independent artists over the years. If nothing else ever comes of my career, I just hope that another independent musician somewhere sees this, sees me sitting here autographing the albums, hears this story, and because I didn't realize that you could do this. I was so indoctrinated by the things that I was hearing about the music industry that I thought you needed a fucking record label to do it. Sometimes all it takes is you got to see somebody else do it different, and then a light bulb goes off in your head and you have this fucking quantum leap in consciousness, and then you're like, oh shit, like I could do that too. So if nothing else comes of my fucking career, I hope another artist somewhere, whether they're independent or they're on a record label currently, I hope they realize that they can do this themselves. They can get out of that deal. They don't have to sign a deal. They can literally do this shit themselves. If nothing else comes of this, I hope that happens. And like, oddly enough, well, not really oddly enough, all of this ranting and all of that shit, it ties into this album, dude. Like, look, the name of this album is literally Proud to Be a Problem. And I've been a problem for people my entire life. And now I'm a problem for the fucking music industry. And I love it. And our whole lives, they try to brainwash us into thinking that being a problem is a bad thing. Being a problem is not a bad thing. Being a problem means that you can't be controlled. Being a problem that means that you're unmanageable. Being a problem means that you can't be told what to do or how to do it. And your whole fucking life, man, I've said this 1,000 times, your whole fucking life, you're told that you're a fucking problem. You're a problem when you're a child because you get in trouble all the time. You're a problem as a teenager because you won't follow rules. And then, you know, sometimes you get beaten down so badly by society and your boss and your parents and your teachers and your doctors and police and politicians. Sometimes when you're a teenager, you get beaten down so badly and told that you're a problem so often and told that being a problem is a fucking bad thing, that you smarten up and you clean up your act and you start following the rules and you sit in a fucking cubicle for fucking 12 hours a day and you do exactly what they tell you that you're supposed to do. And sometimes that doesn't fucking work. You're a problem as a child because you get in trouble. You're a problem as a teenager because you won't follow rules. And me, I'm a problem as an adult because I won't fucking comply. I just won't. I just don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck who's giving me the orders or who's trying to control. It doesn't matter to me. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are problems themselves. And they've been being told their entire life that they're a problem. And a lot of us have problems. Addictions and mental health and being broke and being weak and not standing up for yourself and not having a backbone and letting edge of you. And a lot of us have problems within ourselves. But problems are part of the plan. Problems are part of the plan. And man, I'm just like, I've reached a point in my life at 36 years old where I don't give a fuck if you want to call me a problem anymore. I don't give a shit. Because, and I've said this a million times, when people call you a problem, it's not because you're a problem for you. It's because you're a problem for them. And that's their fucking problem. So I've reached this point in my life at 36 fucking years old where I am proud to be a problem. I am no longer going to let anybody convince me that that's a bad thing. I'm not going to let people try and tell me that I should be ashamed of it. I'm not going to allow people to tell me that I need to be fixed because I'm a problem, because I'm not fucking broken. I'm not fucking broken. I don't need to be fucking fixed. Cool. If I'm a fucking problem, I hope that works out for you because it's working out just fucking fine for me. And I know that there's millions of other people out there who have been told they're a fucking problem their entire life. And that's what this fucking is. Proud to be a problem. It's about a moment in fucking time when you finally realize that you don't give a shit. That you're proud to be the fucking problem. That all these people claim you are. Fuck, I'm just ranting now. That music industry talk got me all fired up. Now I'm pissed off. If you want an autographed copy, Proud to be a Problem, the new album, it's out right now. You can get it at hangovergang.com. It's the only place on earth you can get it. The link is pinned in the chat. Get your autographed copy. Once they're sold out, they're gone forever. And I'm not gonna autograph them for longer than a couple more days. I'm fucking exhausted from this shit. I gotta show you guys this massive stack of albums I've got next to me. And you know what? We'll take a little break from signing these albums after this stack here, and I'm gonna sign something else. Because the one thing that I sort of just talked about it a second ago, and it's important. Like, aside from being proud to be a problem, you gotta understand, man, that the problems that we have in life, our mental health problems or our addiction problems or our financial problems or our problems in our relationships, our problems at work, our health problems, all of the problems that we encounter in our lives, problems are part of the plan. Problems are part of the plan. Problems make you who you are. They teach you about yourself. They teach you resilience. Problems are part of the plan. God, whatever God you believe in, no, life does not give you problems that you can't handle, ever. Problems are part of the plan. And you gotta embrace them. So the one thing I didn't talk about yet was we did these merch packs for this album. It's called the Problem Pack. And there's like a license plate and a shirt and a hat and a flag and an autographed album and a necklace. There's like a cross necklace in the merch pack that says "Problems are part of the plan" on the cross. It's fucking beautiful. And there's bracelets. And one of the things in the merch pack are these leather journals, "Proud of my problems." Because when I was going through my addiction and I was going through my mental health journey and I was going through all of that shit, one of the things that really helped me was journaling. Like, it's great to have a therapist and go to therapy and do all that shit and do research and read about why you're feeling what you're feeling and stuff. But sometimes you get sick of hearing you get sick of hearing other people's commentary on your life. You get sick of other people trying to tell you that they understand about what you're going through when you're the only person on earth that can truly understand your mental illness, your addiction, and your reasons for things. So one of the things I started doing a lot when I was going through my mental health issues and my addiction and my homelessness and all of my struggles and trials and tribulations, one of the things that I did a lot was journal. So this journal, it's a leather journal. It says "Proud of my problems" on it, Hangover Gang. These journals are going in the merch packs. And then my sister had this brilliant idea yesterday. And she said, look, a lot of people are gonna open up these journals and they're gonna write about their lives in these journals. She said, why don't you write some personal messages inside those journals? So I've been writing personal messages inside these journals. So if you get a merch pack, "Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Love, Tom." Tough times don't last, tough people do. Love, Tom. So if you get one of the merch packs, crack open your journal and see if it's one of the ones that I've written a personal message in. Like every day I just grab a box of these journals and I just write something in it. Be proud of problems. I am. Love, Tom. So I got 2 more journals here. You guys got any ideas of what I should put in here? What I should write in this journal? You know what I really like? You're not a problem for you. You're a problem for them. And that's okay. Love, Tom. We'll do one more journal, and then I'm gonna get back to autographing these albums. I'm not going anywhere. You guys, you're stuck with me. You gotta hang out while I sign these things. Your problems are part of the plan. Embrace them. Love, Tom. Boom. So I got a whole box of journals over there. These are for the merch packs. And I'm gonna write personal messages in a bunch of them, most of them. And we also got these problem license plates that are, I autographed this one, problem, you can put it on your car. It's a vanity plate. It won't replace your license plate, but you can also put this on your car. I just thought this was cool instead of just decals and stuff. So there's the Proud to Be a Problem license plate. And then we got these Hangover Gang ball caps. This is the one I wore in the Proud to Be a Problem music video. So yeah, those are all in the merch packs. And then, you know, remember that big flag in the Can't Cancel All of Us music video? It's like the big American flag and it says Can't Cancel All of Us on it. Those flags are in the merch packs as well. And even with tariffs and inflation and all that shit, they're the cheapest merch packs that we've ever done and ever, literally ever. And you get the license plate and the journal and an autographed album, a t-shirt and a hat and a flag and a bunch of stuff. So go check them out. And every single merch pack comes with an autographed album. And like I said, man, the autographed albums, I'm not gonna autograph them for more than a few more days. You can grab an autographed copy at hangovergang.com, 23 new songs, and the link is pinned in the chat. So I probably got another 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, 450 albums to go here. Nah, maybe less than that. Because I'm over half and there was 1,100 in this box. So I gotta be over 550. I probably got another 250 to go. Dude, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this entire time while I'm signing these things. It's mind numbing to sit here by myself and do this. And you guys, you know, give me somebody to talk to and vent to. And if you weren't here, I'd just be sitting here thinking all this shit to myself. So I appreciate everybody hanging out, and hopefully I'm not yelling too much or ranting too much or talking at you too much. Sometimes that's just the way she goes, man. You guys got to see this fucking stack of autographed albums here. This is insane. I can't wait to hear your guys' favorite song off these things, man. I said to Nova when I was laying in bed last night, like, the most confusing part about this album has been, there's no filler. Like, did you guys see when I met Chuck Liddell? I met Chuck Liddell a couple days ago, and Chuck Liddell, the like UFC legend, the Iceman Chuck Liddell, he's the first person who ever got a copy of this album. I posted a picture of me and him standing together, and he had the album in his hands, and it was really cool. And Chuck Liddell commented on one of my posts yesterday and just said, this album is an instant classic, no skips. So, and that was crazy to hear from somebody that I've looked up to when I was a kid. When I was a pro wrestler, I loved Chuck Liddell. So to see this UFC legend give me like the greatest review ever on this album and say there's no skips, instant classic, brother. That was just like the coolest fucking thing to hear, because when I put this album in Chuck Liddell's hands and then left that room, I was like, fuck, I can't believe I just gave a copy of my album to Chuck Liddell. I hope he doesn't fucking hate it. And he loved it. And that was just really cool, because for me, like, I just felt like there's no skips on this album either. And I feel like every album, doesn't matter who it is, what artist it is, I feel like there's always like a couple songs on there that are like, nah, they're okay, but like, did they need to be on the album? Was it filler? Was it just to make it fucking 15 songs instead of 10 songs? You know what I mean? And that's like one of the aspects of this record that I'm like super proud of, is that there's no filler on this album. There's not a single song on this album that I would take off. When I was sitting down trying to figure out what songs I wanted to shoot music videos for, like, obviously you always shoot music videos for the fucking best songs. Like, that's just smart artistry. But when I sat down to pick out what music videos I was gonna shoot for this album, I was like, fuck, I could shoot a fucking song for I could shoot a music video for every song on this album. Like, how do I decide? Like, what the fuck? And it's confusing because, like, I have like my personal favorites on this album. I have some songs on this album that mean a lot to me, that are incredibly important to me. And like, those are the videos that I want to shoot. But sometimes, like, my favorite songs, my personal favorite songs, they're not the best songs on the album. They're just like my personal favorite because they're about a time in my life or about something that I really fucking care about or whatever. And those aren't always going to be everybody else's favorite songs. So it's like difficult to decide, like, what do I shoot a music video to? Do I shoot it to the songs that I love the most, or do I shoot it to the songs that I think people are going to love the most? So it was a really difficult decision. And like last night I was laying in bed, and there's this song called Walls on this album. I'll show you. Number 9. It's called Walls, if you see it, number 9. It's right after Diana, Walls. That's like one of my favorite songs I've ever made in my entire life. But I wasn't sure if other people were gonna like it, so I didn't shoot a music video to it. And then last night I was laying in bed and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I made this entire album to be incredibly personal and incredibly honest and incredibly vulnerable and genuine and authentic. And then I didn't shoot a video for my favorite fucking song. Like, what the fuck? So I think this week I'm gonna shoot a video for that song. Not like a big crazy music video, just like just a simple, chill performance video, just because I want the song to be out there. It's an important piece of me. I want that song to reach the world. So I think I'm gonna shoot it like tomorrow or Tuesday or something. Just a really simple performance, and maybe I'll drop it on Friday or something. It's just important to me to get it out there. Tom MacDonald. There we go. You guys, this fucking pile of autographed albums here is getting out of fucking control. It's out of control. But yeah, it was confusing deciding like what songs to shoot off the album, because my favorite songs might not be your guys' favorite songs. That's just the way she fucking goes sometimes. And sometimes your favorite songs are songs that other people would hate. But that's just the way that it is. And dude, like when I was writing this album, I kept sending my sister the songs. Like every time that I'd sit down in the studio at night and I'd record a song, I'd text my sister and be like, hey, are you available? Can I send you a song? And she'd be like, yeah, send it over. So like, I'll show you. I sent her Man in the Sky, which is number 5. And my sister said, it's the best song you've ever wrote in your fucking life. It's incredible. And then I sent my sister Diana, which is number 8. And my sister said, that is the best song you've ever written in my life. It's incredible. And then I sent my sister Hide a Body, which is number 6. And I sent her Walls, which is number 9. And she's like, this is the best song you've ever written in your life. So it was just like, my sister is a fucking music snob, and she's a critic, and she's very particular about the music that she likes. So for like 5, 6 songs in a row, every time I sent her a song, she said, this is the best song you've ever written. I was like, damn, like I'm really onto something here. And then she told me yesterday, she was here. I went live on a different platform yesterday and signed some albums. And my sister came here to pick up the albums and take them to the post office. And we were talking, and she said, Diana is my favorite song. She said the day that I sent her Diana, she was driving back from an appointment, and she loved the song so much that she drove around her neighborhood in her car for fucking 25 minutes and just listened to the song on repeat, which is fucking crazy because she never does shit like that. So I'm curious, like when you guys hear the album, listen to Diana. It is like the most stripped down, basic song on the entire album, but it is fucking deep. It is deep. If you can unlock the code of Diana and truly understand what it is that I'm saying, it's Hollywood. Diana is about Hollywood. Diana is about entertainment industry. Diana is about the people that fill up this music industry. Diana is an incredibly, incredibly important song. And when I wrote Diana, I was blown away that I was even able to write a song like that. It was fucking, one of my favorite songs I've ever written. So anyways, the brand new album, Proud to Be a Problem. Get an autographed copy at hangovergang.com. The link is pinned in the chat. If you order an autographed copy today, I will sign it. I will put it in an envelope myself. I will print a label with your address on it myself, or my sister will do it. We will stick that label to the envelope and we will take your album to the post office ourselves, and we will put it in the mail, and it should be at your houses in the next 48 hours. So we are moving incredibly fast. Anybody that orders an album, it goes in the mail the same day or the following morning. So if you want an autographed copy, hangovergang.com, all right? So I got 3 more stacks of albums here. I'm gonna show you guys this in a minute. This is crazy. How long have we been here, you guys? And hey, if you've got an autographed album, let me know in the chat. Tell me that you got an autographed album. I would appreciate it. I'd like to know how many folks got it. But like, how long have we even been live? It's gotta be like fucking almost 2 hours. That's how long this takes. Signing 1,100 CDs, that's 2 hours easy. And we still got more to go here. I know we stopped to show the license plate and sign and write some messages in the journals and stuff, but still, it's pretty accurate time frame. I haven't eaten today. I literally got up 6:30, take my dogs for a walk, take my dogs out, and then get to work. And so I've been working all morning, doing the social media shit, making all my posts, and letting people know that the new album's out now. And fuck, man, now I'm autographing CDs, and I've been doing it for a couple hours. I told you guys, if there's one thing I'm not afraid of, it's hard work. I'm scared of a lot of shit, but I'm not scared of getting my hands dirty and putting in the hours and committing the time and putting in the energy, man. Like, I don't know. I fucking, like, I don't, you guys know, like, if you know my fucking journey, and if you know what I've been through with homelessness and addiction and mental illness and all that shit, like, you guys found me 8 years ago, and I was 1 foot in the grave, dude. Like, I was fucked up. I was an alcoholic. I was fresh off of some really severe acute mental problems. And I was ready to, you know, not just be done with music, but like be done with life. And you guys found me in that fucking ditch like 8 years ago when I dropped Dear Rappers. And you were like, hey, we love you. And you grabbed me and you fucking dragged me out of that fucking hole that I dug myself. And you gave me an entire new lease on life. And you gave me an opportunity to live my dream and do everything that I ever wanted to do and make music and have people hear it. And it was just a really incredible thing that you guys did for me 8 years ago. So like, I don't know, autographing these albums, it's great for me. It's great for me to cut out the music industry, and it's great for me to not have to give them a dime. And it's really awesome. It's obviously positive for me. It's a lot of work, but it's positive for me. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know if I'd be comfortable with giving you guys music that I didn't autograph myself, that I didn't fucking hold in my own hands, that I didn't pack in an envelope myself, that I didn't mail out to you guys myself. Because you guys just mean so goddamn much to me, and you literally saved my fucking life. And that was 8 years ago. And 8 years later, I'm still autographing albums. I'm still selling them for 15 bucks. You know, we haven't increased the price on anything, and we never will. I feel like I started this thing independently. I'm gonna finish it the exact same way. And I don't know, it's special. It's a special fucking album. I think it's special to autograph them. I don't think a lot of people do that. And I mean, fuck, I don't know. Some people, believe it or not, some people really want these fucking autographed albums. And after saving my fucking life and pulling me out of the ditch, they fucking deserve to get an autographed album. Even if it takes fucking 12 hours a day to sign them and gotta go to the post office and all this shit. It's like the only way that I'm comfortable with giving people this fucking music after everything that they've fucking done for me. And also, it's fucking great to cut out the music industry. So check this out. There is 1,000 CDs right here. This is the 1100th album. This is the last album in the box. And I'm gonna make this one special. I'm gonna write Hang Over Gang. Thank you for everything. There's the last album in the box, Tom MacDonald, Hangover Gang. Thank you for everything with a little heart. Whoever gets this album, you have to let me know. Whoever gets this, you have to let me know. You have to post a picture of this online. You have to DM me. You have to let me know if you get this album, okay? I would really appreciate it. I would like to know where this album ends up. And if you want an autographed album, like I said, the only place on earth you can find them is hangovergang.com. You will not find them on iTunes. You will not find them on Spotify. You will not find them in Walmart. You will not find them anywhere. This is not corporate. This is not part of a fucking music industry machine. This is not part of a record label. This is independent. I'm autographing them myself. I'm putting them in the mail myself. I'm sending them to your houses myself. When it arrives at your doorstep, know it came through my hands. It came from me. It came from my house. It came from right here to reach you. The link is pinned in the chat, hangovergang.com. Grab your autographed album. I'm only gonna autograph them for like 3 or 4 more days and then I'm done. You got all of the license plates, the leather journals, the ball caps, the flags, the necklaces, all of that is in the merch packs. So you can grab a merch pack right now. And guess what? My work here isn't done. Now I have to take all of these albums that I've just signed. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. I gotta put them in this box, but check this out. Boom. That is a shit ton of autographed albums right there. I just signed all of those things live with you guys. Oh, so now I gotta take all of these albums, I gotta put them in this box, I gotta load them in my truck, and I gotta drive them to my sister's place, and we're gonna stuff them in envelopes, and then we're gonna take them to the post office, and we're gonna mail them to you guys. This is the worst part, because when you sign these albums, they turn into these ungodly stacks of albums, and if you pick them up the wrong way, they start falling and sliding all over the fucking place, and then you gotta pick them up off the floor and sort them out, because they all have to be the same direction. They all have to be right way up, so that when we put them in the envelopes, we can just reach in, grab an album, put it in an envelope. Reach in, grab an album, put them in an envelope. And if they're all upside down and sideways and shit, it just makes it a really difficult job. So, so they got to go in a very specific way. I've been doing this for a lot of years, so I know how to make this as efficient as possible. I've never been so excited in my life for you guys to get an album. And there's been some banger albums, man. Us Against the World and Gravestones and Renegade and Revolution and Flowers for the Dead and all of the Brave albums and As Far as the Stars and both of the GFBF albums and Killing the Neighbors and Flowers for the Dead and No Guts, No Glory. There's been some banger albums. And I've never been so excited in my life for you guys to get an album from me. Get it from the mailman, take it out of the mailbox, take it in your house and listen to the project. This is the most excited I've ever been. And I think people keep telling me that. I've never seen you this excited for an album in your life. Because I've never made an album like this in my entire life. I'm super fucking excited. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Putting these things in the mail and then waiting 2 days for them to arrive at your house is like the worst fucking part. Because I don't get to hear immediately what people think. And, you know, that's like, that's the most valuable part of this to me, is that when I give you guys a new album, the feedback means more to me than anything. I just like can't wait to hear like if these songs touched you the same way that they touched me when I made them. And I can't wait. Like I get so many messages all the time of like, hey man, your music saved my life, and your music helped me get through chemo, or my mom passed away and your music really helped me get through it, or my dad passed away and he had all your music on his phone, so now I listen to your music. And it's just really a really incredible way to connect with everyone and hear everybody's stories, and it's just amazing. So I just like can't wait for these albums to reach your guys' houses so I can hear those stories and hear what everybody thinks about it. And like, I don't know, speaking of like connecting with people, that was like a big thing for me when I was making this album. Was I said it the other night, and I was in a voice chat in my Discord the other day just talking to people, and you know, I just told you guys that you know, 8 years ago when Dear Rappers came out, you guys literally saved my life. Literally saved my life. Not just like, oh man, like you saved me, like you actually saved my life. Like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Literally, I was thinking about leaving every day, and thank God I didn't. Thank God for you guys. But I was just saying the other day, man, like I wish it was possible for me to spend a day with each one of you guys. I wish I could spend a day with each one of you and I could really get to know you, and I could hear your stories in person, and you could really get to know me, and you could get to know my stories in person. I wish that was a possibility, that I could spend a day with each one of you guys and we could really get to know each other. But I think it's, you know, pretty obvious that that's not possible. And if I spent a day with each one of you, I'd probably be spending a day with each one of you for the next fucking 25 years. But since I can't spend a day with each one of you, I think when you hear this album, you're probably going to feel like you spent the last 36 years with me. Because that's what this album is. This album is 36 years of life. This album is 36 years of addiction and homelessness and hard times and good times and failures and successes and mental illness and clawing and scraping. It's 36 years of heartbreak and life. So, you know, failing to be able to spend a day with everybody here, which would be incredible. I think that after you hear this album, you're probably going to feel like you spent 36 years with me, because it's my entire life in one album. It's autobiographical. And I'm really, really, really happy with that. So if you want an autographed copy, www.hangovergang.com. The link is in the chat. You can get an autographed copy and I'll send it to you myself. I'll send it to your doorstep myself. I hate packing these boxes, dude. And then right after this, I'm gonna take this box to my sister so she can put them in envelopes, put them in the mail. And then I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna crack open another box and I'm gonna sign those as well. I can't believe you guys hung out while I've been signing these whole things. It's like the most boring fucking part of my day. But I really appreciate you guys spending the time with me, man. I hope you enjoyed yourselves even a little bit. I always talk about signing albums, but you guys probably never see me actually do it. So I don't know, maybe this is the first time in the last 8 years you've seen me actually physically signing the CDs, which is kind of cool. Boom, boom, boom. Here, I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is what a box of albums looks like once it's been packed up. So that's half of them. That's half of them. That's like about 550 of them. So once you have the bottom layer done like that, then you got to grab one of these white pieces of cardboard, and this goes in the box. So those albums stay safe. And then, and then you do it all over again for the second layer. And a bunch of albums just slid off the table onto the floor, so I'm gonna have to pick those up. Remember when I was saying if you don't pick these up carefully, they start sliding all over the place? It happened. Oh, there goes more. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're sliding all over the fucking place right now. 1100. How long has it been? 110 minutes. So that's almost 2 hours, and we're not even done packing the box yet. I did a time lapse the other night of how long it takes to sign one of these boxes, and I started the phone from the moment I cracked the box open to the moment it was packed up and ready to get put in envelopes, and it was about 2 hours. So yeah, we're at 110 minutes right now. What a fucking grind, dude. I know you can't see it, but like my back is killing me right now. My neck is killing me. Ugh. My head is throbbing from my neck hurting. I can't believe, like, it's been 3 years. 3 years since I dropped a solo album, which is fucking bananas. It's bonkers. It's ludicrous that I have not dropped a solo album for 3 years. This is literally my first solo album in 3 fucking years, which is crazy. But I'm super grateful for it because, like I said, I had to grow into the person that could make this album. And growing as a human being takes time. It's easy to become a better writer or spend more time on your beats so your beats are better. But if you want to make a better project and express yourself in a new way, and you have to grow as a person. And that is a fucking battle sometimes. And I'm just super fucking grateful that I did it, man. Super fucking grateful that I did it. It's better for me. It's better for my sister. It's better for my parents. It's better for my girlfriend. It's better for my friends. So by growing into the person that was capable of making this album, I grew into a person that's just better for all of the people in my life and all of the people around me, which is just like a happy little byproduct of making the best album of my life. I also became the best version of myself, and I'm sure that benefits all of the people around me as well. Okay, we're on the last row of CDs right now. And you know what? There's a part of this that I didn't even think. What's actually going to happen is I'm not going to take all of these to my sister's house and put them in envelopes. First, we got to put the CDs in the cases. It's an empty case right now. It's just this. So I'm going to take these to my sister's house, and we have these big tubes of CDs. We're going to take the CDs out of the tube, put the CD in the case. Once that's done, then we put it in the envelope, and then we mail them. The reason why we do it like this is once these cases have the CDs in them, you can't fit 1,100 in a box anymore. You can only fit 500 in a box if they're stuffed with CDs. And if you can only fit 500 in a box, That's twice as many boxes that my sister has to bring here for me to sign. So instead of putting the CDs in them and then dropping off twice as many boxes here for me, we keep the CDs out of the cases. I just get the cases here. I just autograph the cases, and then I bring the boxes back to my sister's place, and we stuff all the CDs into these CD sleeves, and then we put them in the envelopes and in the mailers, and then we take them to the post office. So it's a bit of a process. It's a big process actually, and you guys probably don't give a shit, but. A lot of people just don't know that, so. Oh, man. You know, like, I was talking to an interview guy the other day. I was being interviewed about this album, and he was asking me like how it's different than mainstream stuff. And this album had to come from like a really fearless place. Because, you know, whether you think it's scary or not, when you make an album, it's a piece of you. And then you're giving that piece of you to the world. And the world is gonna react in whatever way the world is gonna react. Maybe they say they love it, maybe they say they hate it, maybe they say it's trash, and you take it super personal as an artist because it's a piece of you. So if somebody says they don't like their music, it's like they're saying that they don't like you, and that sucks. Or if somebody says your music's trash, it's like they're calling you trash. And that's difficult to deal with. So I feel like a lot of these big mainstream artists, they're not themselves in their music. And they're not themselves in their music because record labels have a criteria of what they want on an album and how they want it to sound and what kind of music it's gonna be, because they know that that will sell. And I think a lot of these mainstream artists are so concerned with what's gonna sell, and they're so afraid of how the world is gonna react to their music that they never be themselves in their music. They're afraid of what the reception's gonna be. They're afraid of being ridiculed or humiliated by the internet. And so they bury their true selves underneath a million layers of what's marketable, and a million layers of branding, and a million layers of marketability. So the real artist and the real music is just buried under all of this branding and marketing and what the record label thinks is acceptable and what they think is safe to give to people. And artists are horrified of what the world is going to say about them when they hear their music. It's their life's work, and they're so invested in it, and they love it, and they're passionate, and they're scared of what the world's gonna say, and they're scared if their album doesn't sell, how the record label is gonna treat them. And like, to me, this album, I wanted to wipe all of that shit away. Like, the internet has been unkind to me for the majority of my career. The internet has done all the things that they've wanted to do to me. They've canceled me and ridiculed me and said that I'm trash and tried to fucking hurt me and did all of these fucking things to try and tear me down. And I've dealt with it all, and I'm still fucking here. You can say whatever you want. You can call me all the fucking names that you want. You can say my music's trash. You can try to cancel me. You can do all this shit. You cannot hurt me anymore. You have done everything that you can do, and I'm still fucking here, and I'm still doing my thing. So this album came from a fucking fearless place where I don't have a bunch of criteria from a record label I have to meet, and I don't have 20,000 layers of marketability and branding and bullshit. All I had to do on this album was be the most honest, authentic, real, genuine version of myself that I could possibly be. And I don't have to fear what the internet's gonna fucking say about it. Because I love this shit. They've called me all the names, they've done all that stuff. It doesn't bother me anymore. So I didn't have to do anything but be my fucking self and be the best version of myself possible. I didn't have to worry about living up to expectations or I've made music for a lot of reasons and for a lot of people. I made this album for me. I made this album for me. This is my journey, and I hope you see your journey in this fucking album. And I hope you know that it came from a fucking fearless, real place, and whether you love it or you hate it, that's fine. I had to do this for me. I had to make this album. So that's 1,000 copies have been put in this box. I'm gonna put this last copy in there, and then I'm gonna take them to my sister's house. We're gonna put the CDs in them. We're gonna put them in the envelopes, and we're gonna mail them to you guys. If you want an autographed copy of my brand new album, Proud to Be a Problem, the link is pinned in the chat. Please go to hangovergang.com, support independent, grab an autographed copy of my new album, and yeah, man. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, good or bad or otherwise. I'm really excited. So boom, that was 1,100 copies. What are we at? 120 minutes and 53 seconds. So 2 hours exactly. And that's what I've been saying, 2 hours exactly. So this is a fresh box of 1,100. You can see it right there. 1,150 albums in this box. To Be a Problem, that's my new album. It's out right now. You can get them at hangovergang.com. Man, I really appreciate everybody hanging out with me today and keeping me company while I was signing this stuff. My sister has been waiting on me, so I'm gonna throw this box in my truck carefully. I'm just gonna place it in my truck. I'm gonna drive them over to my sister's place. It's gonna take me a couple hours to get there because I live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So I'm about to sit in the truck for a couple hours. I'm gonna bring these albums with me. We're gonna put the CDs in the cases. We're gonna put them in envelopes, and then we're gonna mail them to all your guys' houses. So it really is from me to you. It's from my hands to your hands. If you hold this album in your hand, just know that I once held this album in my hand too. I'm really excited for you guys to hear this music. This album means the world to me. It's my favorite thing I've ever done. And I hope you guys are ready to get to know me. I hope you're ready to get to know the man behind the music. I hope you're ready to be proud to be a problem. Phone on my outro. I'm here giving the biggest goodbye ever, and I just smashed my phone on the table. But man, I appreciate you guys. I can't wait for you to hear this album. I'm sorry there was so much ranting and fire in this live stream, but we talked about some things that got me feeling ranty and fired up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Get your autographed albums while you can, hangovergang.com. The link's pinned in the chat. Grab an autographed copy. I love you guys. I got to hit the road and bring these albums to my sister, okay? So I love y'all. I'll be autographing for a couple more days, so if you want an autographed copy, get them now. Love you guys so much, man. Thank you for hanging out with me. Have a great